The rainforested hinterland in northern New South Wales is a haven, but not for the students from Wardell Public School.
If that's going to distract you, we'll need to go back in the car.
They travel for 2 hours a day from their homes on the coast to their off-site temporary classroom.
When we first arrived here, we noticed that our kids were very unsettled after the traumatic experiences they had in their floods. Most of them lost their houses.
I think that we haven't seen anything like this before. And that's been compounded by the floods and the fires.
For now, Wardell Public School is abandoned. It's a tough sight for Bush Principal David Owen after what has been a devastating year for the school community.
I watched my school go under. Before the floods hit the critical level, I went into the school and lifted everything I could onto desks. 155 years of history of our school.
Even if the school reopens before the end of the year, it'll be in demountable classrooms. The rebuilding work will take years.
The last one to say cheesy.
Behind the school photo day smiles are stories of hardship and loss, including for brothers James and Travis Hicks.
Our house got destroyed and we had to move schools, and we lost my pet, Groot. He was a stick insect.
James and Travis and their mum, Flordeline, can't return to their home in Wardell. After 4 days living in their car, a friend in nearby East Ballina offered the family shelter. They've now been there for 3 months.
We haven't found a house yet. I hope there's more houses in Ballina so we can stay at Ballina, because I really don't want to go somewhere else.
With affordable rentals hard to find even before the floods, they don't know how much longer they can hang on for.
I don't know what to do, where we're gonna go after this, or it's awkward position as well too, because I'm invading my friend's place, and until now we couldn't find any property to rent.
Yeah, baby!
Psychologists say the need for school to be a sanctuary amid the chaos is all the more important. Year 5 student Stella is another who's confronting homelessness at a tender age.
It was devastating. We've lived here for, 26 years, so we've put a lot of work into our house.
Like so many homes in Wardell, the Richmond River didn't spare Stella's house.
So that's how
High it was, yeah.
The water peaked at just under a metre. No corner of their home was spared.
And the stench really was terrible. So this is our lounge room.
Every room has a reminder of the mud and heartbreak.
Just so the flood water came up to
knee height.
knee height. Yeah.
The daily sight of their ordeal means it's the worst time for the local school to be closed.
Being away from the community is obviously not the best or ideal situation for anyone at Wardell.
The scale of the damage here means this region isn't going to be getting back to normal anytime soon. And with natural disasters only expected to become more severe and more frequent, experts say the time for a post-crisis schooling plan is now.
I think there's just been such a huge level of anxiety.
Associate Professor Jess Davis from Newcastle University has given 730 exclusive access to work on kids and trauma. The short takeout is it's a long road.
The ramifications of those crises continue, sometimes for up to 4 years, which is what they saw with the Black Saturday fires in Victoria. And so it's really about monitoring and supporting students, not just now, not just during the rebuilding phase, but into the long term.
Professor Davis says with principals and teachers already overworked and often suffering themselves, greater specialist mental health support is needed in the classroom.
I want you to pick a colour, okay? Any colour you want, to describe how you feel today.
In his temporary classrooms, Principal David Owen is using techniques taught by a trauma counsellor to ground the kids.
Just take a minute.
These breathing exercises lower the students' heart rates. Before they were incorporated into the routines, it was impossible to get the class to focus.
Especially when kids go through a very traumatic event like we went through, the kids needed to know how to relax and to let go and get some of those feelings they've got at home out before they can actually feel settled at school.
With warnings, temporary classrooms and trauma will become part of the school calendar. The message from the Northern Rivers is to use the students' hardships for a post-crisis schooling plan.
3/4 of our families totally lost their homes. 100% of our families impacted the flood in some way.
Being able to come home and back to order would be great for all of us.
Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 730's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.